Hey guys, how you doing? Okay, part deux, and the production knife that we're working on here. Now, we did those scales, and we got them all epoxied, all the pieces together, and this is what we have now. So, what I have to do next is trim these little pieces of fiber liner that are hanging down, and I'm debating about going ahead and doing black liners on the inside. So what I'd have to do is I'd have to trim these down, sand them up on the 2x72 belt grinder and the belt sander, clean those up, cut some black liner and put it in there. But I actually have some red G10. It's dark red. And when I sand them up, I'm going to kind of put it on there and kind of get an idea of maybe I'll throw some color in this, some G10. It's very subdued. But I really like how it seems initially. Now again, I got to clean these up, but initially it looked really neat with the Cocobolo because this Cocobolo's got the pink and the orange and the rust kind of hues going through it with the light brown and dark brown. And I'm thinking about maybe doing that G10 liner across the side of it. But the other part of me says it might be getting a little bit too much, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these, I'm going to do 1/4 inch copper pins. These are copper tube with nickel, silver, and copper decorative interior. So I'm going to try to do a zoom up on these and show you what these look like, which is the better end here. Here we go. So hopefully that's going to come out okay. You guys will be able to see that. You know, maybe what I'll do is I'll just take a picture of it real quick and I'll throw it in here as well and give you a glimpse of what it looks like. But I really like how the copper goes with the Cocobolo and such. So, and I haven't done a lot of copper at all. I only have the one knife, I think, that one little skinning knife with the rear copper tube. I think that's the only one I did. So I'm going to use the copper pins on this. So that's the only thing that keeps me away from going to the dark red. I'm not really sure about that. Again, when it comes to putting different colors together and different things, I have a hard time with that. So I'm going to clean these scales up, cut these tubes, put them together, and we'll see what happens. Okay guys, I went and sanded these down, and one thing I'm noticing right away, having not done this before, mixing these colors together, is Cocobolo. I knew it was really strong. Cocobolo's got a lot of natural oils in it. And it's really strong. I think it's like a silica too. They got a silica in it too, so it's but it's really neat. And hopefully these the wood, you'll see this grain and what this looks like. I cleaned them up a little bit with rubbing alcohol, and hopefully you'll see this. Hopefully this will come out well. Let me stand right here with it, but hopefully you'll see this grain. Really nice looking. Really nice looking grain here, so good colors. But what I opted to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw black liners on the back of it. So this is the book match set right here. So they're going to be like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to epoxy and I'm going to put black liner on the inside of each. It'll add just a little bit more thickness from material for me to work with. And I think that'll look kind of nice. And I just cut these pins, and like I said, I'll try to throw a picture of the pins in. I'll take a picture of them with the phone or something and get them on there, so you guys get an idea what the pins look like with the wood. And I really think that's going to look sharp. So I'm going to go ahead and glue up these liners, and then I'm just going to start hand polishing the knife to get that ready, because then we'll be ready for gluing the scales on in another day or so. I use epoxy. I let it go a day. Every time I epoxy something, I let it set for a day. It's pretty fast setting, especially this new West systems I use. It sets pretty quickly, but I like to give it a whole day. I want a whole day of setting up and curing and everything, and then I come back and do it. I don't like to rush it. So, but at this part, I'm going to use some of my T88. I got a bunch of it. I'm going to mix it up so I don't waste so much epoxy, and glue these on, and then clean up this knife, and then tomorrow we'll get going and gluing up the scales on the knife for this production knife. So, guys, I want to introduce you to somebody. This is Butch. He's a little shy, but he came out to watch me work. I say, hi, Butch. I said, he's shy. we caught him out there. Yep, there he goes. See? Ooh, Butch is looking for something. Okay, you want to make sure you squeeze these out really good, especially with T88, some of these other epoxies. If I use the West Systems, it's a lot thinner. It's a lot thinner epoxy, so you don't have to squeeze as much and wiggle it around. But with this T88, you definitely got to make sure you squeeze all the air bubbles out, and you wiggle that liner around ever so slightly, so this way it get the air bubbles out of there. Spread that epoxy really well. See how it's oozing out all four corners, all four edges there. That's what we want. That's what you want right there. So see how there's no epoxy right here, and what you want to do is you want to squeeze this and you want to move it around. So now see, you're getting that epoxy spread out. No, this is that's good. You just want to make sure it spreads really well. Now I got the materials, the Cocobolo, and this the Cocobolo cut a little crooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer up paper towel just to cause, it's almost like a little bit of a shim in a way. There's barely anything difference. Like, you know, this is level here, that's a little hair down. So what I'm going to do is when I put this in, I'm going to do this. So then the paper towel will help fill in the gaps and the differences. So just a little bit of a shim, really, that's about it. I'll put the paper towel down and my board, and then I'll get the clamps and we'll start clamping this up and get it set to the side for curing. Okay guys, so we got this clamped up, got the scales clamped up. They're going to set now for a full day, and we have the pins cut. So the next thing is jump over on the vise, put on the little table I have there, the jig, and start polishing away the knife. That'll be polished down to 400 grit, and then tomorrow or the next day, the next step will be glue these on. That'll wait another day, and then it'll be shaping them, and we'll be ready to put out a new production knife soon. Guys, take care. Thanks for stopping by.